I got him, guys. I finally got him. All the blue ants I could find.
This section here has a different species. These darker blue ants are much smaller.
Ow! Yep, he's aggressive. Check out that defensive blue gaster fluid.
It was a busy day for Project Diabolical. They've been on a feeding frenzy all week.
Watch this guy. Incredible strength from such tiny creatures, carrying that huge blue food chunk home.
The reason these guys are so blue is fascinating. It's structural color, not just a pigment.
So far, I've managed to integrate 4 distinct blue ant species into this one setup. They were on their way to my place. They're rare, but not endangered rare, just hard to find as they hide super well. I was lucky enough to spot them at a gorgeous cloud rainforest on Mount Banahau, but back then, keeping them in a simple ant farm felt cruel. After exploring their insanely biodiverse habitat, I knew they needed specific conditions. But now, we have our cloud rainforest vivarium. With an entire ecosystem at our disposal, I felt this was the perfect opportunity to learn about these widely unstudied creatures. What a dream this was. I never imagined it would come true. I did my best to stay calm until the colony arrived.
And AC family, here they were, the ant species of my dreams, inside this container.
Look at how active they were. First thing I noticed was just how huge these ants were. I don't remember them being this big, but they were about 1 centimeter long, almost the size of a carpenter ant major. The colony was living inside a plastic water pick, under the paper towel. I had so many questions about them.
What did they eat? What were their foraging behaviors like? But mostly, where would they choose to establish a nest?
You see, their nesting behaviors aren't widely understood. One myrmecologist reported finding their nests occupying cavities in branches. I couldn't wait to confirm his findings. I wondered where they would choose to nest: Pantdora, Hydromida, or Arcadia.
The answer would surprise me. But guys, let's move the ants in now, shall we?
I decided to introduce the blue ants here, at this spot in Pantdora, right next to a lot of driftwood. I felt this area was the most likely candidate for a nest, because other ants in their genus, like these golden spiny ants.
I bet the blue ants would establish a nest in the driftwood here on the right side. How about you guys? Where do you think they'll nest?
Leave your guesses in the comments. Here goes nothing. I opened the tank and removed the cover. The first ant stepped onto a nearby plant and immediately began to lick its surface. I suspect it was tasting the honeydew deposits from plant insects. They began to wander curiously through the cloudy mist. While some ants were cautious and remained reluctant to wander onto new territory, preferring to just stay put. Others were bold and were already scaling the driftwood, as well as the plants. It passed a mealybug, which hopefully one day might be a source for its carbs. They began to scale the vine and seemed interested in what it had to offer. Word began to circulate back to the colony that a vast and interesting misty world existed beyond their container, worth checking out.
I just loved watching them at this spot, which the ants seemed to treat like a resting station.
Another ant took it upon herself to establish a burial site nearby for the colony's dead. What stunned me the most was how blue the ants were. I mean, check out that color. Have you ever seen such stunning ants? As I watched the ants moving around, I realized that they probably needed some extra energy.
And I really wanted this colony to have the best start, so I placed a test tube of brown sugar water nearby.
For them to drink from in case they wanted it. I wasn't sure what their preferences were in terms of carbs.
So if they do drink from this tube, it would be a cool thing to learn.
How funny. I wonder what it's doing, or if that's simply how they rest.
Any guesses, guys, as to what this stanky leg behavior is for?
An ant passed this wobbly-legged ant by and didn't seem to feel a need to help it, so it must be natural behavior.
What do you guys think? Insect movement doesn't work through muscles like in humans, but rather works via a hydraulic system. So perhaps this is the ants' way to keep their hydraulic system governing movement active, and the fluids constantly moving.
Even while cleaning itself, it continued to wobble its unused legs.
It also struck me as interesting how it truly looked like the ant was thinking. Was it looking at me? Many polyrachis have good vision. I wondered if it was staring at me, wondering who I was.
I'm your creator of worlds. Welcome to your new home, little one.
At least individual intelligence-wise, like this. It was such a dream to have these legendary blue ants in our forest, slowly opening up to exploring its landscape, and soon accepting it as their new home.
It was something I only dreamed of, that I never imagined would happen one day. And my heart felt so grateful for this moment.
They were the most beautiful ants I'd ever seen, and it blew my mind that nature had fashioned such stunning creatures. It ran and tried its best to get other ants excited as well. It had found something truly important.
Our blue ants had discovered an approved spot somewhere in our rainforest, and were finally going to move into their new home.